not looking too promising for the future of the LCS, which is just super sad. Because again, the LCS used to be a powerhouse. Like, this was the esports scene. And to see where it's at today is crazy. And to see Riot so willing to just get rid of it, like cancel the season, is crazy. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because it's something that I've been thinking about a lot and following closely. So that's about it. See ya. Yesterday I read an extremely sad story, which was accompanied by an extremely disturbing video that's unlocked a brand new fear within me that I didn't know I had so strongly. It's like an Xbox achievement I never wanted to unlock. Now that's nothing new, that's not some unique, quirky thing that only I experienced. It's very common for people to read something or see something that, you know, gives them the heebie-jeebies and it becomes some kind of fear or phobia that they'll carry from that point forward. Sometimes it's really goofy things like a silly horror movie. Like maybe you saw the Winnie the Pooh horror film and that scene where the disgusting Winnie the Pooh costume starts drooling after seeing a pair of titties, and now maybe you're fearful of pervert Winnie the Pooh being your sleep paralysis demon or something, right? Like there's just plenty of things where you'll learn something, read something, and it becomes like this new fear. That's what happened to me yesterday. And it's about a story that I'm sure a lot of you have read about or seen the video of by now, with the 18-year-old who was on a cruise ship with his friends, and someone dared him to jump. He's looking at something and swimming away from it. He's swimming away from the life ring, and that's, I think, and what a lot of people speculate is because it looked like a shark. Now, from what I've read, it's not uncommon for sharks to circle cruise ships just kind of collecting scraps, which I, of course, had no idea of. They sound like fucking seagulls out there, I guess. So it very well could have been a shark, but it's too blurry and it's too dark in the night to actually see for sure if it's a shark. But there was something there. And he started swimming away from the life ring, and within like 2 seconds, just vanishes into the open water in the middle of the night. The video's just haunting as well. There's some callous asshole who, as the 18-year-old kid is vanishing into the open water, he just says, "Bye-bye." Like, that is downright evil. Keep in mind, this was off of a dare, which is crazy to think about. It's unironically what your parents used to say growing up, you know, don't follow the crowd. If your friends jump off a cliff, would you jump off a cliff? You know, that kind of garbage. But did it actually happen here? Like, built in, that's like default factory settings for human beings. But I've never really considered the possibility of a cruise ship leading to a situation like this. I've never been on a cruise before. It's not because I'm afraid of, like, boats or anything like that. It's mainly just because I don't think I would enjoy being on a cruise. But I never really stopped to process the potential danger of falling in. Like, I guess in my stupid little caveman brain, I always thought to myself, like, ooh, Charlie fall in. Horrible shit they were doing in their vehicle in order to get money from insurance. Everyone hates scammers, but the roller coaster doesn't stop there. It doesn't matter if you've already puked your guts out, here comes the encore. They're also facing, well, and have been sentenced for child abuse, because they were intentionally causing these accidents with their kid in the car, for some of them. And they would have got away with it too, if it wasn't for those meddling internet points. This is the most on-brand shit for the modern landscape of brain rot, clout goblin mentality. The father couldn't keep his hand out of the cookie jar of internet clout, so he started posting these dash cams of the collisions and insurance fraud attempts on his YouTube channel, and then shamelessly went to TikTok to accuse some of the other drivers that he got into the collisions with that he himself caused of being insurance scammers.
What you see here, this is Jeremy Perales. He's about to set me up for an insurance scam. He's about to set up an accident. He recognized me from Facebook.
Unhinged lunatic behavior right here, and then proudly posted on his own TikTok page. So, what happened is, he had suddenly started to brake, and the driver behind him had to cross the double yellow line to get around him to avoid a rear-end collision, and then Christopher turns into him in order to force the accident. And the driver was initially found to be, I believe, like 90% at fault because he crossed the double yellow line. Christopher was actually quite gifted, an idiot savant when it came to insurance fraud.
He's doing it and he knows how to not be.
Right there. That is the utility truck that was turning left onto my street. I was trying to stop for him. and give him way to go down this way, and unfortunately, this guy was mad because I passed him.
What a bunch of mumbo jumbo, a load of hooey here. He's claiming that, oh, this is his fault, he was so mad, real mad goofball, and he rear-ended innocent old me who was just stopping for this utility vehicle over here. When the video immediately betrays that, what are you talking about? You stopped abruptly, you brake checked this man way back where those two trucks were parked, and then your evidence that you were actually stopping for a utility vehicle turning left, fucking lie. And here's two rapid-fire insurance fraud attempts from old Christopher and his wife. I don't know if their kid's in the car for these, but probably is, considering they did that quite a few times.
And we're gonna do this. Find out if they're gonna conspire with the sheriff, or if they're gonna cooperate. We'll see.
This is the last TikTok video that Christopher posted, him as a warrior about to go to battle for his case, fighting for justice, and signs off with, we're gonna find out if they're gonna conspire with the sheriff or cooperate. That is so fucking weird. Such a weirdo, and such a bad fucking person. Him and his wife. To not only be with the deadly weapon charges, because they were using their car as a fucking weapon. They were just hitting other drivers on the road to try and squeeze some coins out of insurance claims. They were more than willing to not only endanger themselves, but everyone else, including their kid. Every day was bring your child to work day, basically, so they'd fucking strap their kid into the back seat and just blast into another vehicle to try and file another insurance claim. And if they unsuccessfully caused an accident, they'd then try and make a road rage incident out of it. It's crazy how little they got punished for it, relatively speaking. I think the sentencing is way too lenient on how often they were doing it. This is very clearly premeditated, and it comes at a high price to everyone around them. This could have been a lot worse, there could have been deaths, and even in its current state, many of the other drivers, they had insurance premiums be hiked up as a result of this, because some of them were found at fault for the shit that Christopher Phelps and his wife were doing. The whole thing is just so fucking horrible, and I'm really pretty upset that they get off so easy. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this because I found it so fascinating. I learned about it from Cozy, who recently made a video covering it as well. It's so degenerate. It's so fucking ridiculous. So, yeah, just wanted to talk about it, that's it. So yeah. The Moist Meter is a proud partner of our comic book series Godslap and Plague Seeker. Both are available at badegg.co, link in the description. Welcome to the Moist Meter. Today we're taking a look at the new Spider-Man movie, Across the Spider-Verse. Now, the first movie, Into the Spider-Verse, is one of my favorite animated films of all time. That movie is a real special butterfly. That's one of the very unique instances where a film comes out that legitimately innovates in its genre, like pushes it to new limits that were previously thought impossible. Kind of like what The Matrix did 20-some years ago, where it had this new element that hadn't really been seen before, and has now been emulated a ton since. That's what Into the Spider-Verse did. It dragged us fucking kicking and screaming into the future of what animation can look like, and it was beautiful. It's kind of like what the Fosbury flop did for the high jump, right? Like, it legitimately kind of changed the perception of what was possible in the genre for animation here. So, Across the Spider-Verse had some very big shoes to fill, and I'm happy to say it filled those shoes like a cavity. This is an extraordinary follow-up, and somehow manages to once again elevate in animation. It is so beautiful. There is not a single second that goes by in this movie that isn't jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Every frame is a beautiful masterpiece. It's unreal just how good this movie looks. But it's not just style with no